This is the CBC News. Good afternoon. It was to CBC News journalist Sally Timby-Timby who overheard Mr. Archie Singh issue these serious complaints to Niagara Regional Constable Winny Sin-Sinclair. The following is what Timby-Timby heard. Quote, "The question is, why would any honest customer go into such greedy and arrogant stores, even if the company supports health programs? All they want is your money. Nothing more. Nothing more. The Ontario government should make it illegal for restaurants like McDonald's to maintain double lanes for food pickup. How many times has a, quote, just arrived driver, end quote, take the other car lane to pass you by? This unethical behavior will create anger and possibly result in fisticuffs. From my perspective, if I were that intruder's boss and witnessed such selfish behavior, I'd fire that employee. No one can trust someone like that. I always feel uncomfortable when I enter the YMCA Staples building, parentheses. Usually I go to the Staples store up in Burlington, end parentheses. Unfortunately, a few days ago I had to go to the YMCA Staples building to buy a desk chair. Whenever I am buying something heavy, I tell the employee that I had a triple brain hemorrhage years ago, and my right arm isn't as strong as it should be. When I bought the chair, I was lucky. And I mean really, really lucky. Because a male employee appeared to carry my boxed desk chair to my car. I complimented him for helping me and might even have told him that Staples should double his salary, maybe even triple. I often say that to good employees. I wouldn't say it to most staple employees. Quite the opposite, in fact. Copy machines are difficult for me. So I walked to the print desk, extended my clip to one of the attendants, and asked her to print one of the documents. When she refused, I explained that I was disabled. She didn't care. She finally told me to leave my computer clip at the desk, and the printed copies would be ready the following day. Huh? It would take her only a minute or two to make my copy. Why should I have to wait until the next day? I had no alternative. Reluctantly, and I mean reluctantly, I walked over to the copy machines. It took me a fair amount of time, parentheses, and a number of mistakes, which ultimately cost me money, end parentheses, before I got my handful of printed pages. None of the attendants helped me. Not a one. I asked to see the manager, suddenly concerned about how other parentheses, far more in parentheses, disabled people were treated in the store. The store manager proved to be abrupt and rude. It was clear that he really didn't give a apostrophe T. When I then told him I would be calling Staples' head office, he offered to talk to his employees immediately the following morning, in fact. What bull, apostrophe C. When I got home, I called Staples' head office. I spoke to a woman who, I suppose, was responsible for dealing with complaints. She was quite pleasant and seriously listened to what I said. She even took my phone number and promised to share my concerns with the area manager, parentheses, or some other title like that in parentheses. She assured me that the area manager would call me. He never did. If I were Staples' CEO, I would send that store manager and area manager south of the border, where they would take serious managers training. Or I might fire them from the get-go. It's disgusting. Really, really disgusting. How the disabled are treated in the Niagara area. Just disgusting. It's quite obvious that most people down here simply don't care about the disabled. They only care about themselves. That's right. Themselves. Need to understand why? Look to their parents. End quote. Our entire exclusive story will be provided soon. In the meantime, have you ever used SOS? According to SOS, their winning product easily slices through grease. No dishwasher ever required. Always scrapes away harmful substances on baked food. Useful everywhere. Always remember, cleanliness hits the dirty spot. That's true. It always hits the dirty spot.